Hello everybody, and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Count Christo. This is the wonderful Anbennar. This is our Wex campaign. Goward is falling to the north. And I've just been looking at some estate privileges because now we have the Merchant Guild trending to 61, Loyalty trending to 79. So we can increase their influence a bit. And I think economic freedom would be good. Scales with influence, but provincial trade power modifier and merchant trade up seems very good. They are very rarely going to be below 30 influence. So yeah, let's do that. We can even do more than that if we want to. 10% national tax modifier. That's going to be getting their influence to 76%, which is very close to their current equilibrium. Yeah, that's probably too risky, I think. Scaled with loyalty is a lot less good than scaled with influence, I think. We could also, we could afford to drop the loyalty equilibrium. Oh, but we don't need to do this because this isn't a governing capacity, which we don't need yet. That's fine. Yeah, I don't think we need to do any of these yet. Cool. Do we have any adventurers wanted right now? I thought we did. Still oppressing the halflings, by the way, which I would like to stop. Okay, let's turn off the forts. Don't need to be paying for those right now. Goward is not a threat, although as soon as I say that, of course, a large Goward army appears immediately. Let's rally a serious reaction force to that as soon as we can. They're going to go south. They are. That's a problem. Well, we're going to rush to respond. Ooh, Lauren with a battle mage, looks like. Could not be a battle mage. Coming to respond. See if we can scare him off. Hoping not to lose this siege. Oh, damn. Attacked on two fronts. Okay, what's the siege progress here? Yeah, quite a lot of siege progress to lose. We might be able to get there in time. In fact, send the good leader that way. You going north? Yes, okay. These guys can turn around. Is that one going to get caught? I don't think so. Maybe then 6 days. Don't think it's going to be enough. 7 days. Oh, I think it will actually. Nice. Okay, cannons are at risk right now. Divert the 20 stack north to save the cannons. We do make it in time to win that fight. And then... Nice. Then... The good general can move off. We're going to keep this siege going. And we caught them. They're going to be there on the 20th. They're going to be there on the 18th. Which means we swap the general. Get owned, Goward. Nice. Not going great in the first phase, but once we're in shock, boom. Wow, they actually did a lot of damage themselves there as well. They do have superior discipline, but they're not going to be able to carry that one through. Excellent. Well, it is fitting that we actually... God, yeah, we actually took almost symmetrical casualties there. That is surprising. With that victory in the south, let's shore up our defenses on the main siege. Who else are you fighting, by the way? Riviera? Is Riviera alongside Lauren? Yeah. A lot of people will soon be turning on. Yeah, let's keep the good general around near the siege. Probably a faster way to do that, huh? So just swap him in. Split the army so we can defend both sieges. Diet. Make sure you always summon the diet if you have supremacy on. Not primacy, sorry. Yeah, supremacy of the crown on. Adventurers are the least loyal right now. Want me to hire an adventurer? Yeah, you know what? Let's take a look at this mercenary company we unlocked. Where's our special one? What's it called, do we reckon? Aldensian Knights? Does it show the penalty you get when you hire these? I don't think it does. What are they likely to be called based on the mission? It was this one? No, this one. Yeah. Acromton. Acromton. I'm not seeing Acromton in here. But so if we were to hire Alzerian Knights, it could be them. They're pretty cheap. There's not many of them. It's definitely not a venturing company or locals. Is it this one, do we think? It's frustrating that I don't know which it is. Maybe they're of the place? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, anyway, we're not going to do that right now, but that's... Yeah, we should try and look into that. Right now, manpower's not a problem, so... Abencost has 14 base tax. That's a bit of an ask. That's quite a lot of points that you'd be wanting from us. Merchant guilds want no privateers in this region. Pirates have 3% right now. That's eminently doable, and 15 loyalty is pretty good. Yeah, I bet we can do that. Just by switching these guys to 100 pirates. I'm pretty sure we might complete that. Well, not pretty sure, but I'm relatively confident we might complete that immediately. Just by tanking the privateer efficiency. Should have kept my eyes north then, shouldn't I? Next sieges. Really, we're probably going to be able to accomplish our war goals without any further sieges. I suspect. I think if we just blanket the land now, I think we'll be in relatively good shape. I mean, not counting completing this siege, which I should send this guy for. Let's do some, not full-on carpet sieging, but some accelerated sieging. Yep, there we go. There's a protection against piracy. You guys can go back to protecting trade. Although, actually, our trade power didn't drop by switching to attack pirates. But that means that all we essentially did is increase the trade value that everyone else is getting out of the node. And I am selfish, so I'd rather have all that trade power to myself. No excess attrition for me. If they're recruiting men, I should perhaps continue cranking on. They haven't got any manpower, do they? 20,000 men. We shouldn't spread out too much, but I think they will have shattered, retreated. Yeah, maybe up here. I didn't actually look. B-Peak looks like they're on the warpath. Obviously, I want to make sure I'm the one that gets these occupations. Nice. There's a loan we can repay. Province war score cost down and 10%. We rule. We must make it so. Excellent. I use the phrase, oh, we've not cast a spell. So, they are at 46% right now. 481 crowns for this. I think I'm going to not do that. These are getting more expensive. I assume they scale with your income. 10 years of goods produced. It really should be Magnificent Feast. I think we'll save up and do Magnificent Feast. So that we can try and maximize our aggressive expansion tick down. Yeah, don't need this quite yet. Catching them there. Yeah, still a bit concerned that I don't know where their army is. We didn't stack wipe them. So, to say the obvious, it's somewhere. As soon as I said that and then saw a battle start, I was immediately worried, but that's not them. So yeah, I'm going to leave Goward without tearing them apart, partly because I don't really see how... Oh, there's their army. Interesting. Is that all they've got left? No, they've got more than that. This is total loss soldiers, not forced to it. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I imagine once these sieges finish, we'll be able to piece them out, no problem. Telegear is at plus 100. Let's marry them. What do we need for this? 200 opinion, Sent gift. Allied. Okay, so allied and sending a small gift should accomplish that. Ah, here's another of their armies. Okay. You're going to be there in tomorrow. Unfortunate. Well, we've got plenty of manpower. It's not the end of the world. Let's have someone sit on that fort so it doesn't liberate the nearby provinces, and everyone else just rally south. Yeah, these guys. They weren't making it out of there alive. Sadly. But now they can probably take this peace deal. Yep. Good. We could... I mean, this is a situation where we could pillage their capital. Is it going to do anything? No. You really don't have a very developed capital? No, it's just that I guess mine is quite developed now. I feel like pillage capital... It's an interesting idea, but they made it so balanced that it's useless. Is the impression I always get. Should I do this just for the sake of it? No, I want a shorter truce. Obviously, I still want the cash, though. 800 ducats. All for me. They now have no land. What were the missions that needed money? Should I be spending this money? You know what? I should, actually. I should be spending it on... End the Exile's lunacy. What is this? We heard reports members of the Slumer dynasty had fought refuge in Escan, aiming to rebuild their power and eventually undermine our authority. This ever-present threat is unacceptable. We must take decisive action to deal with them. So they're over here somewhere, I guess. Cool. But the mission I was thinking of is this one. We have to have... Yeah, Rimond... needs 2 buildings, one of which is a trade thing. Right? Yeah, marketplace, trade depot, or stock exchange. So let's get a marketplace there. We've already paid off our loans. It's awesome. Eskandar needs a fort. Let's get that. And 2 buildings and 15 dev in Vineric. Okay, so, and this Vineric is going to become producing wine, I think. Is that right? No. Silk in Rimond. Gain subjugation on Balasar. Which I don't really want, necessarily. I guess, you know what I should test? If you declare war on someone, I'm just going to save and then reload after, just because I want to remind myself, and maybe it's changed in the mod. If you declare war on someone, this is just testing, it doesn't count as saves going. If you declare war on somebody, and then subjugate them, it costs 10 aggressive expansion, which is slightly less than occupying them. But that means... I think the subjugation CB, the only thing it does is make it war score cheaper and diplo points cheaper, I think. So it's really not a very good CB. I guess it means you can subjugate people who otherwise you wouldn't be able to subjugate, I think. But I think we're just going to conquer the guy to the south rather than use the subjugate CB. I think it's going to be simpler. Although, yeah, I like the idea of using all my dip slots for other things, honestly. But yes, the reason I was looking into that is we're not necessarily going to produce a really good resource here, so let's just make those buildings whatever fits the province. So in this case, manpower followed by tax, probably. Okay, what else do I need money for? Need 4 buildings in Wexkeep and expand infrastructure once. Remind me what expanding infrastructure does. I don't think I've ever done that. Where do you even do that? Here it is. 42 admin, you get diplo costs down, project governing costs up, local governing costs increase, great project up cost down, loads of good stuff. Let's do that right away, because if we're going to have to build 2 buildings here, we may as well. That's the kind of thing that... Yeah, so you're basically comparing, clicking this button once compares to the cost of, you know, 1 dev click some of the time. So is it worth, you know, right now the tax modifier here, we're getting kind of 1 ducat a year. Is this going to earn you 1 ducat a year? I think the answer could well be yes in quite a few contexts. Obviously the math is more complicated than that, but... Okay, so just needs 4 buildings and 20 development. Cool, so we'll spend some money on a building. It's got really high manpower, so we'll build a manpower building, and then we'll build a tax building, and then we'll be good there. And we can get a worthy capital completed. And then to get impregnable seat, we need... Wex Keep needs a province of 2, and West Keep needs ramparts, or West Shield needs ramparts. Remind me what ramparts are. Are they the one down here? No. What are ramparts? So I'm so used to playing mods. There it is. Okay, it's one of the ones down here. Yeah, I need admin tech 6 for that. And is this even good? Yeah, it's okay. The area gets dev cost. Okay, that's pretty good actually. I thought it was just a province. That's pretty nice. We won't be able to do the next one for a while. But there's no need to necessarily rush towards this. Anything else that requires money? I'm just trying to think. Ah, yes. This would be nice. Manpower and advisors, reform growth, all really nice. Yeah, okay. So we just need buildings in all of our provinces, basically. What buildings shall we make? Well, we haven't got any other centers of trade down here, I don't think. Probably not centers of trade. Probably tax would be good. Yeah, I think money is limiting us more than manpower in the moment. And where do they need to be? In... Oh, just culture is Wexand. Cool. Cool, so yeah, we'll just go run down the list of which give us the most money. This isn't Wexand, is it? Oh no, it is. Cool. That should probably be enough, I think, with those ones. Give us 100 development with buildings. These are excellent, some particularists. Oh, shame those guys were exiled. Would have been good. Alright, you lads. We're going to have rebellions here. We are. No shortcut key for increased unrest. Increased autonomy. Can I set that? No. Humbug. Let's just increase autonomy so we don't have to worry about that up here. And then this guy already exists, doesn't he? So we'll complete those. You guys come on south. Not going to get interrupted on the way. Good. You... Likewise, really, let's just try and avoid an unrest here. Maybe I should have cored it first before increasing the unrest, because once I've cored it, I could make it a state. Its development, its autonomy would drop to 50. Because the problem with clicking the increase autonomy button is the game forgets that it doesn't actually have 90 autonomy. In a sense, of course, it does. Damestar deposits dwindling. No. That's not good. Unfortunate. Bodes ill for our nation. Who will break the bad news? The current supply of blue gold has passed its peak. Deposit in admin cost has been dramatically depleted. Worry spreads among the elite in our society, whose prosperity is often dependent, soon be at the mercy of foreigners. Well, I'm going to leave that up on the other screen. And also, we already faced a rebellion here recently, so let's decrease autonomy. And I think I will full core it. This is such a prosperous province. I think we'll make some decent money there. I completely neglected to notice these noble rebels, by the way. So I'm going to march to deal with them. But yeah, let's just leave it up on the other screen so I can just eke out a tiny bit more money. Imperial ban against this guy. Because they did indeed take that province. Oh, mistake! My good sir, mistake. And then for the drive back Goward 1... Army smaller than Wex, which they have, and opinion viciously mocked. Cool. So I can do that right now. Drive them back. 5 Imperial Authority, which is not wasted. Oh, and only 1 in East Dameshead that has high enough relations with us for this mission. We'll do that. And then we can start working on getting this reform passed before we declare another war. So East Dameshead is, yeah, this region. Okay, so capitals in the region. So you, oh yes, I was going to ally you because we need trust from you. So that's fine. That gets us straight to 2. Right. No, still 1. Maybe it hasn't updated yet. Maybe the capital isn't quite in the region. No, it definitely is. Anyway, you can probably improve relations with you. And then, how far north does this region go? Not very. But you. Bet we can get you. Yeah. Cool. Then another claim on you. Actually, sorry, Spy Network's not big enough for that yet. Claim on you. So we're going to leave them with Riverglade, I guess. Just take the whole rest of their country. And stop spying on them now. Yeah, just it's cheesy, but we can get an extra 3 months out of that mine if I leave that pop-up up. Salted? How dare they? I got all the claims I want on this guy. Yes. I could do with some more, but I'd rather use my diplomats to complete this mission right now. So we're going to complete the mission so we can do the Dove Road construction, which presumably there's a decision for. Like, do more Dove Road? Yeah, here we go. 1,000 gold, some admin points, and you can get that going. And then same story here. 1,000 loads, some points. Cool. And then what does it actually give us? Goods produced, friendly movement speed, institution spread, governance profit cost, and political prosperity growth. Nice. And then also there's later more missions. It looks like unlocked by having the Dove Road, this thing. Yeah, moving the Imperial capital is now available for the major Imperial cities that are along the Dove coast. But why would I want to do that? You must have permanent parliament enacted. Oh, is that what this does? No. This is something we should do as well. No provinces owned by non-members. So that's basically, obviously, this guy, but also the Wine Lord's crisis, as we shall pretend it is, so we have an excuse to attack. Permanent Parliament. Is that one of these that I have missed? I'm not sure it is. It's not going to be military organization. State General. I don't think it is. It honestly might be quicker for me to check this by going into the game files. It's not one of them. Permanent Parliament. Well, we'll worry about that when we get to it, I think. Great. Right, so improving relations. Hey, buddy. How much are you going to like me by? Quite a bit. Could do a temporary little influence nation. 60 ducats is not cheap, but get these missions done. That'll be well worth it. God, every time I see the auto-saving pop up, I think it's the M&T yearly tick, and I get just a little bit of like, oh no, it's going to take so long. And then when it doesn't, I'm always very pleasantly surprised. I wonder how long it'll take for that to wear off. Kind of post-Mayo and taxes stress. Don't get me wrong, I love the mod. I am going to invest in this, even though it's going to be expensive to keep the innovativeness rolling. And that unlocked cannons, right? So we can finally juice up on those. Which is nice. No. Go via that province. Good. Yeah, financially, sitting pretty right now. And we push back Gad. Wasn't this meant to give us claims? No, sorry, it's the collaboration that gives us claims. We need 500 ducats, and we have to have expanded the iron mines. Okay, that's going to take some. It's going to take some doing, but that's what I'm going to focus on, mission tree wise, so we can do this, as well as this lot, obviously. By the way, you finished building your projects yet? Not even close. Cool. Unlawful territory. You, of course, I could just get you to give it back, but you would say no, so we're not going to do that. So we want to pass this reform imperial government, another diplomat, and more diplo rep, pretty darn good. Us being overextended is going to make it very difficult. Now, I don't need these provinces. Would you like to buy them? For next to nothing, you'd be willing to. How generous of you. Well, I think we are going to try and keep a kind of personally owned northern possession. The Bay of Chills, with all of its orcish population, seems like the kind of thing we would want to control the trade of, because it can be sent down here. Plus, you know, if we can push to all the way to the north of the map, it kind of locks off a front, right? None of you can have military access or marry me. Actually, sorry, you can marry me. We need trust with you. We need 80 trust with you. So the other thing is we need everyone with a capital in the borders to like us. And Arc Aldesia, which is where? Oh no, I don't see it. Is it this one? Yeah, needs to have ramparts. So it's gonna be quite expensive to get a few of these missions done. Fine, I'll click the button. It bodes ill for our nation. A bit melodramatic. Let's split these guys up. Where's our next war gonna be? Against this guy, probably. So let's just start putting some people in appropriate spots. Jolly good. Now, stop paying the army for a bit, I think. Just get some money in the bag. We are short on admin points. We're very short on admin points. I should switch my focus back. It's only quite a while till I can do that. You know what? We've got good money coming in. Let's promote this advisor. Oh, we got close to enough opinion there. 98, huh? Why don't you steer trade to me? Does that improve relations? Does that take a Diplo slot? I think no, right? It's just the more people who are steering trade, the more expensive it is. Should I be getting... Oh, I should be doing this. For sure. It's going to significantly improve our trade position in Arran. Oh, yes, we can seize land. Excellent. Everyone's loyal enough for it. Yes, indeed. Yoink, back up to 19. Constantly at low crown land the way I play the early game. But it sets us up. The thing about setting yourself up for snowballing later is that in itself, it's kind of self-defeating. Because let's see if we can get an extra claim on this guy. Oh, and I need to make him like us less. His opinion's decaying yearly, that's fine. It's kind of self-defeating because if you make sacrifices in the short term to scale more later, obviously sometimes that's a very good idea, don't get me wrong. But sometimes it has the effect of weakening you now, which meant you know, there's an opportunity cost associated, I suppose, is the shorter way of putting that waffly story I was spinning there. We've got to make sure we're making the right call. Who was the other guy that we were trying to make like us in here? Was it? Who was it? I've completely forgotten. Where have they gone? Person that we just influenced. It's not you. It's not you. It's... They're in this region. It's you, that's right. Have a little gift. You don't want to transfer trade to me, but... I could give them Imperial Grace. Let's do a temporary guarantee. Build the Dove Road. We get 200 spender and 25 prestige. Excess will be turned into each type of monarch power. Nice. You could min-max that if you wanted to, but that's okay. So next up, and we're going to immediately revoke that guarantee, of course. And it gets us to an ability. Nice. Free war taxes. Are war taxes in vanilla still just really good? Yeah, nice. Okay, we definitely want this. Well, it's only while at war. Is that what we want? Or would I rather have claims bordering claims, or terrain penalty in hills? Nah, it's going to be the war taxes, and then let's just leave that on. In Mayoran taxes, war taxes cause more war exhaustion, so I never really use them. Maybe I should change the age ability in Mayoran taxes to give war taxes cost half as much, but they don't cause any war exhaustion. That might be interesting. Gonna leave that on just till the devastation's gone. Have we got our first prosperous state yet? Not yet. Still just you with the unlawful territory. Okay, so it's all about getting votes. Any way I can get rid of... Yeah, see, this would be good. This would give us the Diplo rep that we could help use to push through this this reform. Anything else I can do that improves my kind of legitimacy and stuff. This gives you 5 Imperial Authority, Bane of Silmara until your death. That's pretty good. Does this give more legitimacy? This does. Yeah, maybe we could start looking into this. Okay, so we need... This is a really long tooltip, but we need... any new country, Pioneering country that... So it's those two are the eligible ones. Needs to have 150 opinion with us. And not be a subject nation or be our subject. Yeah. And then... Those seem like the same things. Oh no, sorry, because it's Russelanti... Royal Sardi. I'll say Rocinante there. One of the following is true. Woodbell likes you. Iverlet likes you. Use Iverlet. Ilvelet. How is that spelling? It's I think that's ILVAN. I think that country does not exist. Yes, that country does not exist. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't have to exist. Either one of the following must be true. Woodwell or Iverlet likes you. Okay, cool. And then all the following must be true. Woodwell is not a subject of you or doesn't exist. And Anbennar is not a subject of you and does not exist. And Laurent has to be not an allied with us. Right. So is now the time to break the alliance. We've still got coalition worries. So probably not. Should probably focus on trying to do a little bit more reforming and strengthening our position to the south before we turn on Laurent. Maybe one more war against Goward. Yeah, we probably should do that. Okay, well, how can we get that done? We can core these things, obviously, which we're already doing. And once Lovewood's cored, that will improve our standing some. Ah, yes, and you, I want to ally. So we can do this. What else do we need again? Need the iron mines, of course. You also need money, or already have a manufacturer there. You have to send them a gift. Okay. Well, let's just focus on improving relations with people who are kind of somewhat marginal in terms of how they're voting. If I wasn't overextended, you would be somewhat marginal. And of course, as the Imperial Authority continues to tick up, every moment it ticks up is in some sense a waste, so let's stop claiming stuff for a moment, actually. So I can try and improve relations and hasten the reform, but also every moment it ticks up improves our ability to get the reform passed. I'm prioritizing people who like us well enough that they would not vote for us if we weren't overextended, because obviously those people will fall in line as a matter of course. Good stuff. But I'm still going to keep spying on Vern just because we're approaching our next claim. Then we can stop for a bit. Good. And resume a similar situation. People that are definitely going to oppose us are also, you know, beyond persuasion. Cool. The other thing we can do, of course, is once we get enough money to cast the feast, that'll give us Diplo Rep, which will help us. In fact, we should do that now. Let's cast this. We're going to go back into debt. It's okay. We need to try and get this reform through as quick as possible. 11-4, even with the overextension. And look at that voting block. Oh, nice. Nice. Just the one loan? Pretty please? Yes, just the one. Nice. There's the core. Good. Never want to see that again. All right, North Vistwall. Hey, buddy. Wanna come into the Empire? No, but they will become my subject. And I have a Diplo slot. One way or the other, sounds like you're getting into the Empire. Heroes score victories against the Walking Dead. Excellent work, that. Nice. We'll take the marriage. Incompatible biology. Okay, so they're not, the halflings are not a race. They're a species. I told you. I knew it. They're always species. Well, they're not always species. They're usually species. I guess elves aren't. Unless the half-elves came about. I don't know if the half-elves came about just through interbreeding. Maybe they came about some other way. I assume I'm going to really mess with these guys' mission trees by vassalizing half of Vistwall. Because Vistwall is part of this whole halfling area, right? It's like the capital of the halfling area being fought over between Goward and Laurent. Which I'm pretty sure makes me their savior. Rescuing them from the bickering of these two nations that don't care about them. I do currently discriminate against them. But still. The point stands somehow. Alright, who can we persuade? Neckcliff. What a great name. You probably can't be persuaded, but I would like to get you out of aggressive expansion range all the same. Probably go speed 4. I'm enjoying... I used to always play speed 4. I've really enjoyed shifting to playing speed 3 most of the time. I feel like you're so much more efficient, right? And I'm not in a hurry. I don't want my campaign to end any sooner. And if you want to watch, you know, edited EU4 gameplay, there are many excellent YouTubers out there who'll do the speedy version. I like the measured, you know, talking stuff through. It's entertaining. It's entertaining. Clearly some of you think it is as well. You're watching episode like 7, so at this point. If you don't think it's entertaining, this is your wake-up call. Alright, North Vistwall. Just a few more months. They're called the Bag Inns. That's great. That's great. I'm a fan of that. It wears it on its sleeve. It wears it on its sleeve, does Anbennar. Saloran is eminently persuadable. And I'm going to try and do it even before these cores are finished. See if we can get this thing passed. I don't think we can, actually, so maybe that doesn't make sense. In fact, maybe that means we already have everyone kind of sufficiently persuaded, because as soon as these cores finish, we're going to be able to pass it, but if we could do it just a little bit before then, I could also really do... Yeah, we're definitely going to be able to do it before then, but we can right now. So when it says 28 in favor and 29 against, I assumed that was it calculating who was in favor and who was against twice, once to enable you to click the button and once to generate the tooltip, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's because I don't count as a prince. But I should. I certainly do in other contexts. Anyway, do I want to spend some Imperial Authority on boosting my relations with people? Is there anyone who I urgently need more relations with? You know what? Magisterium would be good. I don't appear to be getting more equilibrium from my opinion, for the Magisterium's opinion with me. I thought I was meant to. Relations with the Magisterium, if they exist, will affect the estate's loyalty, but they don't seem to. And I am tempted to turn on the Magisterium, because the vote is secure anyway. So yeah, I think I'm going to turn on the Magisterium. And we are just going to pass this. Bang. Reforming the government. Extra diplomat. Love that. Welcome to vassalage, North Vistwall. I look forward to welcoming your southern neighbours as well. Good stuff. And then... Can I take trade power from you? I can't. Can I turn you into a normal subject? Oh, sorry, yeah, there's the decision for that, isn't there? Is there any point in us keeping this guy? Do we have a bonus associated with it these days? Because we still have this. I know they have a bonus, but do we? I'm not certain we do. Anyway. Unlawful territory, I can demand this now. Safely, because we have no Imperial Authority. Yep. So we'll do that just to hurt our relations. And to give us the CB, although we already had the CB. Are the CBs identical? I think they're identical, but I'm not certain. And then... anything I wanted to do before going to war? I don't think so. Pay the men. We're going to war. And I'm going to send 3 armies south, because that's how not scared of you I am. Don't even need to consolidate my men. Glorious. Let's send the cannon this way. Oh yeah, and we're quite rich. I'm think I'm going to not invest in more cannons right away, because I want to try and build a bunch more buildings and get a bunch richer before I do that. Oh yeah, right, we have a kid. And we're not trying to do anything right now, so let's learn about illusion. Because illusion does seem like what I want for the Diplo rep. Well, or is it enchantment? No, it's enchantment, isn't it? Let's study enchantment with admin. Ugh. Yeah, with admin. Which does put us one over on Diplo, but not the end of the world. You could probably do with your relations topping off as well. And then let's make sure... Oh yeah, and we should get a bunch of royal marriages where possible. I would much prefer to marry other elves. Yeah, but couldn't they make an exception? Peak can't marry you. Laurent, I guess I'm not going to want to break those ties yet. But yeah, Magisters, I think... Oh! Support a member of our dynasty as an heir to the magisterial throne. Interesting. They're an elective monarchy. I didn't realise. Cool! That makes sense, right? Because they're kind of like the Vatican. The whole idea of the wizards in their tower is... Is that true? I've always assumed that was inspired by the Vatican and the idea of, sending people off to study to be priests and sending them off to study to be mages being kind of related. But I guess I've never really questioned that thought. I'm going to spend all my trust, my favors increasing trust, and then we're going to declare war on them to break our alliance and then declare war on them once the truce is up in order to prevent the spread of, heathen demon court stuff. Oh, hang on, has that gone away? No, it's just because they're occupied. Who are they occupied by? Regent Court Zealots. No, let them win. That would have been good. That would have been convenient. Oh well. Any reason to not go to war right away here? I just want to trade favors for money. No. I'm not sure there is. I think we're ready. Hello there, Bulasar. Who are you allied to these days? The Danish temple, who we're just trying to improve relations with. Torin. Should just look it on the map, really. Oh, and this guy's independent, huh? Another independence war backed by Egypt, I guess? Conquest and independence. Yeah, in fact, the independence war is independent of the war with Egypt. Ha ha ha. So we will go after you. They won't join. I'm not going to use Imperial Ban because it doesn't allow you to take other lands. So let's just go with Conquest for Lorbert. And could have people help, but don't need to, really. So won't. No reason to spend the stuff. Let's be having them then. You can have the next one, and in we go. Glorious. They're going to do a little bit of damage down here, but it's not going to stop me. There are our cores. Glorious. So just mostly should be back on the up and up. Even with studying magic. Got to make sure we're doing this on cooldown. Take trust. Yeah, I'm just going to try and make them trust us so much that we can still move against them. Oh, hang on. With an embargo, actually, I would like this fort on. So that we don't get any devastation in the region. Oh, interesting. While blockaded... Oh, are we going to win this fight? It's going to be relatively close, but yes. While blockaded, the fort doesn't reduce devastation. It makes sense. I didn't realise that, though. Oh, little vassal. Trying their best. I'll come help, fine. Where did the army go, by the way? Oh, I'm an idiot. Forgot they were allied to these guys, and now we lost a fort. Nuts. Hey, Stalin, it's just possible that you could get over there in time. I don't think it is, sadly. They're going after the wrong army. Nuts. They moved! It could still happen. They considered reinforcing. Where's their main army gone? Is it right here? Let's go find out. They moved. Let's go. Fort's back, baby. Nice. Prosperity, by the way. Prosperity. Yeah, prosperity in the capital. Nice. It's a mechanic I wish they had in Mayo and Taxes. It's one of those things that's way too... like, my impression of why they don't have it is that it's way too gamey for the Mayo and Taxes team. You know, prosperity is delivered by an absence of people being killed in wars and occupations and an absence of damage and devastation and stuff like that. But it's just fun to be able to say, like, yesterday we didn't, and today we do have this nice modifier. It's one of the things, I mean, I really like Mayo and Taxes, as anyone who's a frequent viewer of the channel is well aware. But I really do think that some of the gamey, like, push button, feel good situations in vanilla are, I mean, they make you feel good. There's no denying it. That's why they exist. I wonder how well U5 will capture those feelings. Nice. This war is going swimmingly. Let's team up to wipe out these peasants. Then we'll move on to more sieging. Hey, Magisterium, I'd love more trust, please. I want you to trust me implicitly, and then I want you to take my word for it that devil worship is not the way. I was going to conquer them, by the way, but I guess we should subjugate them. Can you subjugate people and then still support your heir for their throne? I don't think you can. So I guess we shouldn't subjugate them. I wonder if I can make them a free city. Because where do they own land? Here and here. Are there other cores on these lands? No, sadly. I guess... Is this level 3? Level 3 coastal. Ugh. It's going to take some doing. Let's send the good leader with the cannon to go and help. Did we lose that fight, by the way? Or are you just hiding in port because you're nervous? I think we have repaired and they have not, and so we're going to win this fight quite handily. Although they do have a general, which is impactful for sure. But let's see. Yeah, some of their ships quite damaged. Ships disengaging. Yeah, looks like we got that. Looks like we got that in the bag now. Nice. Did we lose any ships? Looks like they're managing to disengage. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so why are we at war with you again? Oh yes, you're the northern ally, aren't you? Moon Isle and Moon Mount. Cool. Temple of the Highest Moon. Local goods produced and tolerance of the true faith +1. Religion is not infernal court, and you must be a Canorian religion group. Is that global? Hang on, hang on. What's your tolerance of the true faith in this province? How can I tell? 6? Tolerance -6. Is the tolerance higher here? No. Oh, Temple of the Highest Moon, I am coming for you. Why isn't that a great work, by the way? Maybe they added it before great works were a thing. All right, we need to take that province. Tolerance of the true faith is it's very powerful. I mean, that's basically -1 unrest in this whole continent, subcontinent. It's crazy. Crazy good. High liberty desire in Ligma. It's improved relations. Oh, they are actually maybe kind of difficult to keep happy. Rather not... We're almost holding at 100 prestige. Nice. Rather not give them prestige. What's the situation? The Diplotech is ahead of us. And they're obviously just strong. Yeah, okay. I'll placate for now. Let's get this siege a bit more efficient. Good stuff. Okie doke. Through there and there. Siege is done. Let's go get that siege. I mean, how much dev is there here? Not much, right? 13's pretty friggin' high. We should probably go via a claim to actually get this then. Because otherwise... Yeah, I mean, I'm wanting to take a lot of land in this war. Which is going to cause a fair amount of aggressive expansion, so... What I'll do is I'll start spying on them. We'll knock them out of the war. We'll take this province. And then, hang on. You're a temple. That makes them even less likely to accept free city status, doesn't it? I was thinking we could knock them out to the Moon Isle and then make them a free city, but... Plus, of course, it's in our trade node, so we definitely need that. I didn't notice Tur was in this war. Cool. I'm not kidding, by the way. Every time the autosave thing pops up, I go... Time to stop playing for a minute while that ticks down. But not this time. All right. But my fine hound, who's currently playing Tug of War to my left, needs a walk. So, going to wrap up this war in the next episode. Until then, thank you so much for watching. What's our other objective in the next episode? Vern, probably. War with Vern again. Continuing to cruise through these. Absolute stability. Oh, this is new. CB on the episode. CB. You get CBs on 100 development provinces if you have 300, 150 if you have 450, and 150 if you have 600. Okay, I think that might be a bug. Maybe I'll go fix that, but presumably that should be 200. But awesome. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next one.